This video will briefly overview this concept of community action reinforcing empowerment, where one considers social support among the members of the community and agencies and faith-based organizations, social capital, where people actually help each other by doing some sort of exchange of some sort that's beneficial and reciprocal, perhaps. But the focus is on people, strengths, assets, resilience, and hope. Organizing is an important activity during this era. One framework that I've developed was named Community Action Reinforcing Empowerment, or the C.A.R.E. Framework, a title suggested by students at a Mid-South social work program. The first C.A.R.E. Center was developed in Arkansas in 2010 in association with one of the state universities. The framework is flexible and can be adjusted to comply with various communities and their needs. As we review this framework, we will understand the importance of social support and social capital in the organizing process. The overarching concerns are with people, individuals, and community strengths, community assets, resilience, and hope for a positive future. The C.A.R.E. mission is to develop a student unit to assist in addressing the social and economic needs of residents in a targeted community. This approach may also be used by community organizations that are attempting to enhance and assist communities in need. An overview of the process, beginning first to develop a base in the community. And when selecting a community in which to work, discussion with residents assists in suggesting a location that would be best for locating services, and a discussion with city officials can be most beneficial. For instance, talking with the mayor, the chief of police, faith-based organizations, businesses, and fraternal organizations would be some examples. Next, one would look to engage residents. Meeting with residents, conducting focus groups, interviewing key informants in the community, and conducting a community needs assessment is most important, as well as an asset assessment. So there's a needs assessment and an asset assessment, looking both at the strengths and the needs of the community. Next, organizing residents. Here one would convene a community action team based on interviews and community meetings that would be the source of assisting and making choices about priority needs within the community. Next would be to plan interventions with which to offer the community, and then priority ranking the interventions and the needs, thereby completion of the assessment of strengths and needs, and then moving towards the actual plan. So we're looking at planning interventions and prioritizing them, and then moving to implement the plan at some point within the community based on priority listing. So what's most important first, and then working down a list over time. Then evaluating the outcomes with documents that have been put together to assess the success of the program, and then reassessing the outcomes to determine further input from the community, and then again back kind of a circular process of engaging the residents for reflection and more suggestions in terms of the next approach within the community to address needs. In a little more detail, I'll talk about each of those areas. In terms of developing a community base, one would look at partners such as city residents, key informants, city officials, as we talked about, faith-based organizations, nonprofit organizations, the business community, social service providers, and if you have a university in the area, inviting the professors, instructors, and students to become part of the process. Next, organizing residents. C.A.R.E. is committed to community development. Therefore, we will seek citizens' input to address the social and economic needs of the community. In addition, the C.A.R.E. partners with residents and existing providers to develop additional resources to improve the quality of life for those living in the area. Next, there is the assessment of strengths and needs, a very critical piece of the work that you would be doing. C.A.R.E is committed to community development, therefore we will seek the input to address social and economic needs within the community. In addition, the Center will partner with residents and existing providers to develop additional resources to implement the quality of life for those living in the area. So, in other words, to improve the quality of life that those living there will experience. One of the tools that has been used in schools and in other settings would be this windshield survey, where perhaps driving through the community of focus, one would look at the neighborhoods, the businesses, parks, schools, faith-based organization, and other features, particularly what is there and what is not there. In a lot of communities there are no grocery stores, and people have to go a fair distance to purchase groceries and other things such as gas stations and other sorts of services. Next, interviewing the residents. In this case, one would meet with the residents either in their homes or invite them to an office or a location where the agency is located in the community, and invite the residents to participate in the community action team after responding to the questions that you would be asking them, and to then make sure that you document responses from the residents so you can kind of sum together what the major pieces of feedback are from the community. Strengths and needs. One would assess the results of the visits with community members, and then the community action team will priority list strengths and needs shared by the residents of the community. Priority rank community needs. The CAT members are valuable in that they carefully deliberate and rank the most pressing needs first. They will recommend transformation of the community, addressing the needs into the provision of some kinds of resources to assist citizens to solve problems. This may include different kinds of services and economic resources that will become a reality to meet the citizens' needs. Next would be the planning of interventions, develop specific programs, provide needed resources, and organize the structure so that there's a protocol upon which people can follow to know where they have to go when and to whom. Then implementing the plan. This is one of the more critical pieces of this process, launching the structures to deliver programming, which would involve finding secure physical location for the delivery of services and protection perhaps of confidentiality, hiring the personnel to provide services, and evaluating the effectiveness of the services provided in terms of implementation, functioning, and things that may additionally need to be added to make the services more robust. Then reassessing the strengths and needs of the community in light of the interventions that have been provided, and looking toward what additional things need to be added to the next iteration in terms of work with the community. And then finally, re-engaging the members or residents of the community again. The process here has come full circle, where you realize that you've assessed the strengths and needs, and now you're, with the CAT team, re-engaging the community for further discussion about additional needs that may need to be addressed. This process takes time in getting to know the community and allowing community members to get to know those who are working with the empowerment process, this process.